This time on Scott's Kitchen, we're going to cook a really fun recipe and kind of famous beef bourguignon. It's going to be delicious. Hello and welcome to Scott's Kitchen. Today we're going to work on a recipe that I've been wanting to do for a long time. We're going to do beef bourguignon and a couple different ways that you can do that. One of the ways many years ago, I got this book, The Julia Child, Mastering the Art of French Cooking, and I decided I was going to make my first recipe, beef bourguignon.
The important thing is how to time it so neither one of you collapses.
And there's Julia right there with her friends. And so you open this up, and this recipe is all text. 1, 2, almost three or four full pages. Very detailed, lots of jargon and French cooking things in there. So when I watched the movie Julie and Julia with Amy Adams, when she was cooking from this book, before that movie actually happened, like a few years before that, I had got this and I tried to cook it, and I know exactly how she felt. I was basically laying down in the middle of the kitchen crying because I was trying to follow this darn book. And it's really hard. There's so many steps. It's crazy. So when she just like lay down in the middle of the kitchen and just was crying, and I knew exactly how she felt.
That's true.
I started cooking this recipe, like at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. By 9 p.m., I still wasn't anywhere close to being done. I used every pan that was in the kitchen, bowl, everything. And I just had to give up. I just was like, I can't do this. So the next day, Lily came into the kitchen with me and we kind of finished it up. And I don't think it really came out that great, but we did it. So I don't want to do that. But the thing I do want to do is my favorite recipe book is the Crock-Pot cookbook. And it has a really fun and easy beef bourguignon recipe. We'll put it up right here. We've got all the ingredients ready to go. We're going to start with this pot, and we're going to cook everything in there to begin with. Then we put it on the in the cradle there, and we slow cook it for 5 to 10 hours, depending on which one to put it on. There's a couple of different ways that you can cook beef bourguignon as far as the pairings. So you can do noodles, you could do potatoes. We're going to do rice because we already have some white rice cooked, and we've got that in the refrigerator, so I should probably get that out now. But let's start with the recipe, and we will continue on with our first steps. All right, so the first step we're going to do, turn on the fire a little bit, just kind of low, just to get this thing warmed up. And then it says to saute bacon in the crock pot over medium heat and remove and set aside. So it called out for 6 strips of bacon. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do half of this recipe. It calls for 3 pounds of beef. I'm just going to use 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds. Instead of 6 strips of bacon, I think I have 4. So not exactly half, but I don't need to be making that much. What I found with this recipe in the crock pot is it kind of overestimates how much can fit in here, which is kind of funny because it's the Crock-Pot recipe book and it should fit, but I bet if you started with 3 pounds of meat and did all this stuff, it wouldn't even fit in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to cook the bacon and then take it off. And one of the funny things that happened when I was doing the Julia Child recipe is it started with like a chunk of like pork fat or something. They called it something. And then you're supposed to cut them in lardons. And I was like, what is a lardon? And so I probably struggled for like a half an hour. I think I looked up in the dictionary like what a lardon was. A lardon, instead of starting with a big chunk of bacon or bacon fat or whatever, just start with pieces of bacon. And lardons are you just take a strip of bacon and you cut it in half or thirds. So it's like about this long piece of bacon. That's it. That's all they had to say. So in this one, they say you need strips of bacon. saute the bacon. Instead, in the Julia Child's book, they had you cutting lardons from some thing of pork fat, and I'm like, what in the world are you talking about? So those are the kind of things that every single step was like, I didn't know what they were talking about, and it was a challenge to get it right. So one of the things that we're doing here is we're not just browning the bacon, but we're getting a little bit of fat, bacon fat. And so with the bacon fat, we're going to brown the meat, and that's going to be really nice. Okay, that should be pretty good. Sure smells good. I'm just going to put this aside. And this bacon didn't really have much fat to it. So I think I might add a little bit of cooking oil before I put the meat in. Right. Aye. Wow. We're just going to brown this kind of on all sides. Give it some color. And then we're going to take this back off and start adding our other ingredients. Almost there. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to turn down the heat a little bit and just take this out. One thing I'm going to do here is make sure I leave all of the juices. I don't want to take out any of that. I know it's mostly fat, but it's a French recipe, so you know, you know how it goes. Okay, so now we're going to brown our onions and our carrots. All right, so I just seasoned it with some black pepper, and I used seasoned salt rather than just regular salt. Ooh, that's looking really good. I just added a tablespoon and a half of regular flour in there. No big deal. And let's do the beef broth. You can see this is going to be a savory, savory recipe. Add beef and bacon back to the one pot. Mix and place in slow cooker. We're going to add back in our beef. So just going to mix that up. You can basically add wine. Okay. So how much wine do we need? 2 cups of red Burgundy wine. Okay. So I couldn't really find Burgundy, so I just got some stuff that says red original blend. And I'm going to put in here probably 1.5 cups. Something like that. Right there. Okay. Add wine, tomato paste, garlic. How much tomato paste? Probably 1 can, right? Yeah, 1 tablespoon tomato paste. Well, great. I'm going to use a whole freaking thing for 1 tablespoon. That doesn't seem right, but whatever. What am I gonna? I think I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that. That's good. And what else do we have here? Let's see. Tomato paste, bay leaf. Oh, thyme. I didn't get out the thyme. Onions and mushrooms. And our onions. Get our garlic going here. There, perfect. Then I have to find some thyme. Hold on. Let me stop the camera so I can find some thyme. Okay, so we got thyme leaves here. I don't know how much it said to do. How much thyme? Half a tablespoon. So kind of a lot. Wow, this is looking fantastic. Woo. Okay, now we turned off the stove and we'll just transfer this over here. Okay, we'll put this here. Turn this on high, which is right there. Stir it a bit. Yeah, this is really looking nice. Simmer this for about 4 or 5 hours. That should be fantastic. All right, I'll be back here soon. See how this is going. This is a couple of hours in. We're gonna let it go probably another 2 to 3 hours more, but that is looking really good. It's really thickening up nicely. Another hour or 2. All right, I think we're just about done here. Ooh, that looks great. Oh my gosh, it looks wonderful. And we're just gonna put this meat and sauce. Well, all right, let's try this. Oh, and the meat's really tender. Everything just kind of falls apart. Looks really good. You know what I think I might do is put like a little bit of hot sauce in here, maybe some sriracha or tapatio, something like that, just to kind of give it a little bit of a zing. But first, I just want to taste a little bit of it without any of that. See how it tastes like. You get a little bit of carrot too, some of the meat. Mmm, that's really good. I can really taste the wine in there, which is really good. It's like a signature flavor of beef bourguignon. Even the mushrooms taste good. I don't even like mushrooms that much. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's gonna make it really nice. It's gonna give it a bit of a zing because it's a little bit bland, you know. Kind of these French recipes are generally not very spicy and don't have a lot of spicy food to them. But this one, we can kind of make it any way we want it. Mmm. Oh, that's great. That's really good. Okay, so we did beef bourguignon, not the Julia Child's way, not the hard way, but the easy crock-pot way. And I think it came out great. The meat and vegetables and everything just falls apart. It tastes really good over the rice. The sauce came out good. Had a really good time making this for you. Hope you had a good time watching this, and maybe you'll make it at home in your kitchen. It's super easy, and you have the recipe now. So I think that's a pretty good way to make a nice meal for the family. And we'll see you next time on Scott's Kitchen. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
For this recipe, you'll need a fish, a sock, and a light bulb. Now you're cooking with crazy!
You suck at cooking, yeah, you totally suck.
We'll see you next time. Thanks.